really got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here live on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I am your co-host, Chris Rucker, along with my co-host, EJ Reed, and we are here to talk about a big week in the world of professional wrestling. EJ, how you doing?
Cold, just trying to stay warm. It's 12 degrees here in the Midwest, but, it is what it is. It's that time of year, right?
I wouldn't know anything about that. It's 65 degrees in Atlanta right now.
Brag much?
12 degrees. That's why I don't miss that about living in Missouri. I'm not a cold weather guy.
You could do your best to, dodge it, dress warmly. A lot of people say, a lot of hot people that don't like the hot weather, they're like, you can't just take off your skin. But with cold weather, you could dress up warmly. I get it to an extent, even though I hate the cold weather. I'm a warm weather person.
Yeah. I work outside mostly. Like, I'm in and out of my work vehicle all day, fucking going in and out of accounts. So I can't beat the cold just by, when I get to work, I'm still in the fucking cold. But we're not here to talk about that. We got a lot of shit to talk about, including both of us being in attendance at shows this week. John Cena's last match. We got new TV deals for TNA Wrestling, and Netflix buys Warner Brothers. Like, what the fuck does that mean for AEW? People are freaking out. Got a lot to cover. How was your weekend?
Pretty chill. I went to a Christmas party yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Ate some Christmas dinner and had a few cocktail fruit. So, pretty chill. How about yours?
Yesterday was chill. Friday, got a lot done, went to work. My girlfriend's Christmas party was Friday, which her and all of her female co-workers like to go out and bar hop after. They're all feeling good from getting their Christmas bonus and all that. So I had to go pick her up. Hung out with them for a couple hours, came home about midnight-ish. And then yesterday just kind of chilled. Went and got a deep dish pizza and laid around on the couch watching Christmas movies all day.
Like an authentic Chicago style deep dish?
Mm-hmm. There's actually
Where'd you get it from?
There's a place up here called Chicago Pizza that I got it from.
Yeah, if you talk to a Chicago person, they're all snobby about it. They're like, that's not real Chicago pizza. Chicago style is the tavern style.
Yeah.
But they're like, that's just the sexy thing that the out-of-towners like to come and get the deep dish like that.
Yeah, I'm a big Giordano's guy when I go to Chicago.
That's what they call it. They call it stuffed pizza. People, everybody else thinks a deep dish, but I like it, man. It's like a nice little pizza casserole.
Yeah, they call it whatever they want. That shit was good last night. I got Meat Lover's deep dish, and it was phenomenal. My girlfriend had never had it, so she had a couple bites, and then she wanted just regular pepperoni. So we got a small pepperoni and a personal deep dish, and it was so good. I wish I would have got it bigger, honestly. Did a lot of damage this weekend, with drinking yesterday, eating pizza. Made breakfast this morning on the Blackstone. I'm smoking wings as we speak.
That's what the end of the year is for, getting it in and then resetting in New Year's. I know it's cliche, but I think the New Year's is good to have a reset and start fresh, a dry January. I think I'm doing dry January this year. So
good luck with that.
You've done it before.
I have. I'm just not doing it again. Z Chairman in the chat says, first day without John Cena. Already don't feel real. We're going to get to that. As you see, EJ's got the John Cena shirt on that he got Where was that? Where'd you go to? You went
San
to.
Diego. The shop in San Diego.
Let's start at the beginning of the week though. Monday Night Raw was in Kansas City, Missouri. EJ was out of town, flew in, jumped in the car, and drove to Kansas City, and went to Monday Night Raw. How was the crowd in KC?
Yeah, like you said, had a vacation over there in Amsterdam. Got to do all the fun stuff, the canal, the Heineken factory, and whatnot. And like you said, once I got back on Monday. Looked at like I was scrolling online, and you know how you get the I guess they know they lurking, they know where you're at. They're like Kansas City. I almost forgot about it. Oh yeah, Raw is gonna be in Kansas City. I'm like, I flew through Kansas City Airport. I touched down around 5 or so. I'm like, why not drive over to T-Mobile Center? Saw some tickets on Ticketmaster. They were actually a lot cheaper than what I've done gotten in the past. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. It was like for lower level, I was in the fifth row, lower level. It was $105. I remember maybe a little bit after the pandemic, 2022 or so, same arena. I got lower level seats, and I think it was a little bit higher. It was like 200 and something dollars back in the day. So
That's that day of shit that you always wait on.
Yeah, so that was good. So I don't know, should I talk about the actual show or the vibe of the place? I don't even know where to start with this one.
I'm sitting here while we're talking, and I'm realizing I started with Monday Night Raw, but we can't start with Monday Night Raw. We got to come back to Monday Night Raw. We got to start with John Cena.
Okay.
We got to start with John Cena. John Cena's last match was last night, a little over 12 hours ago. Loses to the ring general. Gunther taps out. A really good put together show as far as like tributes for John Cena. But my buddy Joey that I went to AEW with, he wanted to fly up to DC and go to John Cena's last match. That's been his guy as long as we've known each other. And the ticket prices were higher than WrestleMania prices. Had I paid what those people paid to be in that building, I'd be kind of pissed off.
I mean, it's a lot of things I guess you could say about it, but I didn't watch live because I was at the Christmas party. I fast forward probably through half of the show because half of the show wasn't matches.
Right.
And I was glad I didn't watch it live looking retroactively because I didn't get any spoilers too. So I kind of got the best of both worlds, but a lot of filler.
It was cool seeing all the other wrestlers show up. Like right before the match, Cena, like you see it on his face. He looks over and he's like, "Oh shit!" And you're like, "Who the fuck's he looking at?" And he gets out of the ring, and everybody's over there. Fucking Eve Torres was there. I just realized that was Eve Torres, and I was like, "Who is that?" I used to have the biggest crush on Eve Torres back in the day. I don't know if you were watching back then, but she had an angle where she was Teddy Long's like assistant GM or something like that, and Zack Ryder was in love with her, and she was just fucking using him over and over again, like, and he couldn't see it. He thought they were dating, and he walks in and she's making out with John Cena.
He's supposed to be a babyface? What?
Eve twisted the shit around. Like, she kind of grabbed Cena because she knew Zack Ryder was coming, and Ryder and Cena were like friends at the time, and Ryder felt betrayed, and then fucking I think Kane pushed him off the stage because he was in a wheelchair or some shit. Like it was a whole thing. But she was such a bad person back then, and Cena was in the middle of all of it. So it was cool seeing her there. RVD was there. Kurt Angle, obviously. Fucking Elias. I don't know what the hell he had to do with anything. He was there. Kevin
Elias
Owens.
was
Yeah.
I didn't even see him.
Booker T, Mark Henry, and Sami Zayn were all sitting in the same little section. That was cool. Gunther tapped Cena out. Cena doesn't pass out. He tapped out. He gave up. Motherfucker been saying never give up for 20 years. And on his last one, he gave up. I don't know if I liked it.
See, I've struggled back and forth off of first time watching. I'm like, he's the never give up guy. I don't know if I like this either. But I could see both ways. I hate to play both sides of things, but I could see both ways. I mean, if he were to just pass out, he goes out, never give up, and, goes
Right.
off into the sunset. But, this is him kind of like having a sigh of relief. I can finally give up and tap out, and this is over. So I get both sides of things. I didn't like the cheesy smile he did when he did it, but I
Yeah,
get him. This is fine. 23 years, and I can finally give up and let go in my career. So I don't know.
I guess I didn't look
I
at it like that. The 23 years I can finally fucking relax, but I agree. Like the smile thing, it just made Gunther Sleeper look weak. Like
yeah,
he smiled and was like, "You got me. Fuck it. I'm done. I quit. It's over." And the match
yeah,
itself, I wasn't a fan of either. It was just like Gunther just beat his ass the whole night.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, but what do you expect out of it?
Out of John Cena's last match, tickets high as giraffe pussy, 19,000 people there. I expect him to play more of the hits than just the fucking five knuckle shuckle 2 times. You know what I mean? Like, I expect him to do a little bit more. But Gunther just fucking dominated. I mean, Cena did hit the AA through the table, but Gunther kicked out of everything too. And it's like, and I like Gunther. Like we've talked about this a lot. I'm a big time fan of Gunther, the ring general. But now he's retired Goldberg and John Cena like within the last 6 months. And I just don't see why he's the guy to, especially, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted Roman to fight Cena in his last match.
That seems like it would have been, better suited. Cena was the guy in the 2000s, first half of the 2010s, and Roman's your guy now. I feel like that would have made sense.
Yeah, pass the torch. I mean, he already technically did like twice to him, but as your last match, like, this is my last match against the guy that's fucking running the place now. It ain't Cody.
Yeah. It's just interesting because John Cena and Gunther didn't have any history. Gunther has been a perennial heel, but it's not anything to do with a story. It's just interesting that he's the guy. And don't get me wrong, Gunther's top tier heel, throwback guy, but I don't know. It just seems like Triple H fixated on he wants this to be the guy that does it for some reason.
Gunther wasn't the biggest heel in the ring last night. It was Triple H, and I loved every minute of it. I've been, I've been talking about this for years. This guy sucks. Triple H is not a good booker. He's not good at doing things, and people are finally starting to fucking come around on it. And for the entire 19,000 people last night to boo the shit out of him every time he came on stage, they were chanting "You fucked up" at him. They were flipping him the bird during the post show where he was trying to talk, like, and all he does is come on and he's giving me like Jerry Jones vibes as a Cowboys fan. Like, everybody's telling him like, what you're doing is fucked up, and he's like, yeah, but we're still selling tickets, so I'm right, you're wrong. And it's like, yeah, right now y'all are hot. You're the fucking Dallas Cowboys of pro wrestling. Like, regardless of what you put out there, WWE's gonna sell right now. But that doesn't mean you're doing a good job. Like, Jerry Jones is not doing a good job as a GM, but he'll tell you in a heartbeat, like, I'm the best fucking person to do this. And Triple H comes on these post shows and everything and says, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing what's best for business, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but we don't like it. Like, how can it be best for business if nobody likes it?
So, from a macro sense, I could see the boos, but I don't know if it was from a macro sense. I think it was from in a vacuum. I think they're booing them because of the outcome. And if they're booing him for the outcome, I kind of don't get that, because what do y'all expect for Cena to win his last match? Like, it's traditional. People like to go out on their back. But like I said, from a macro sense, of course, Triple H's booking hasn't been the best this year.
I mean, I don't, as far as the win and loss, I don't care. Like, if Cena, it would have been nice for him to win, Like, we went to Sting's last match, and everybody's like, oh, he's going to go out on his back. He won, and he retired, and it didn't change anything. Like, everybody's there to celebrate John Cena. Not to watch John Cena get dominated and tap out. Like, it's his last match. It's pro wrestling. It's not the Super Bowl where you're like, I'm retiring after this game, and then you get beat by 40 because the other team is playing too. It's pro wrestling. They're in charge of what happens. And I feel like they could have did a better job with how this match went. Like I said, I love the presentation of the tributes to Cena and all the wrestlers talking and everything at the end with everybody coming out. Like, I loved all of that. But the match itself, yeah.
I feel like John Cena probably had a say in a lot with the match, so he kind of chalked it up to that's how Cena wanted it to go to.
I wonder if he did. Because we've been talking for months about how this John Cena retirement tour has been booked. I wonder if he's just like, you know what, man, fuck it. Like, I can't convince this guy to make this special. I'll just fucking do what he says, get my money, and get the fuck out of here.
Maybe. I mean, you could be right, but he probably had a little bit of say. Or like he might have, like you would said, he might have just been tired and said, fuck it. But you think he'd have a little bit of say.
I
But
mean,
I don't
like,
know, man.
what was the point of the Brock Lesnar domination?
Yeah, that was just stupid. I thought they were gonna come back and address that. I thought, all right, let them cook. I thought they were John Cena would be in War Games and get his get back like that, but now it really doesn't make any damn sense.
Which makes the Gunther win in his dominant fashion like less than. Because you just watched John Cena get his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar like a month and a half ago. The loss to Dominic was fine. Like, they cheated. There was all kind of shit going on. You know what I mean? But for Lesnar to just walk out there and beat Cena's ass for 8 minutes and then pin him makes Gunther doing the same thing on his last match less than.
Yeah, I don't know. People have short memories though, but you're right. Maybe some people forgot about that, but we haven't. It doesn't, put as much, oomph in it now that two people have done that. But I don't know, man. Just looking at Gunther winning and his whole comeback, he took a little bit of break after he lost the title. It feels like they were trying to position him to be more of a babyface with him changing his music back to, the classical music that people used to chant in NXT. But I don't know if you can. People are gonna want to boo him now that they took out his ear. I don't know if you can do that. Yeah, I don't know if you can make him a babyface the amount of heat he's getting. And then, there are always rumors of him clashing with Brock in the future. I don't really know where you go with Gunther now. He's like a title guy. You got, I guess, put him back in the title mix. I don't know.
Again, I like Gunther. I'm a big Gunther fan. But it does almost kind of feel like Triple H is force feeding him. Like, he's always got a title, or he's always like around something important. Like retiring Goldberg, retiring John Cena, running through the fucking King of the Ring tournament, running through the John Cena tournament, being the world champion, being the Intercontinental champion. Like, he's only taken, 3 or 4 losses the whole time he's been on the main roster. Like, it just feels like Triple H is trying to force this guy down people's throat.
He's never been pinned in a non-title match. Never lost a non-title match.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, technically he did. He lost to Cody in that fucking champion versus champion match.
It was for the Crown Jewel title.
I guess technically you're right.
So, yeah, he lost the IC title, lost the world title twice, and then lost that Cody match. So, yeah, we can name all 4 that he's
And he lost to Dragunov in NXT, but that's not main roster.
Yeah, main roster.
Yeah.
So and he's been on the main roster, 2022 he first came out? So that's crazy if you think about it.
And it's not like he doesn't wrestle a lot. Like, he pretty much wrestles once a week.
I think you're right. Maybe Triple H is force feeding them. But I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it because I'm not like totally opposed against it because he's a heel. But I could see like them doing that now with Braun Breaker a little bit too. I think they're trying to elevate him up there. I hope they don't force it though.
I'm not so sold on the Braun Breaker is going to be the next guy, right? Looking at the prospect of people that are coming up and who the company's going to build around as far as like the character. Because, Roman's in his 40s, Cody's in his 40s, Punk's damn near done. Like, all of the top stars in the next 3 to 5 years will probably be out of there. And I just don't see Braun as the guy to carry the company. But I will tell you, last night or this morning when I was watching this, I saw somebody that I never really looked at like that as a main eventer that could carry WWE, but he had a good showing on SmackDown. And last night, his match with Cody, I think Obafemi that dude's going to be big.
But I was talking about him a couple weeks ago. You said you wasn't sold on him completely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That this past weekend has changed my tune on him. C Fluid in the chat says Oba should be the next guy. I completely agree. Like, I never really saw it in him. Like, in NXT, he's a big fish in a small pond, right? But he was on SmackDown standing in the ring with Cody, and I thought he fucking killed that promo. And then he was in the ring with Cody last night, and I thought that was a really good showing for him. And then watching him stand face to face with Drew McIntyre, I was like, Oba's a fucking big dude. He can go. He protects himself. Like, but that promo he cut is what got me. It's like, you got to be able to talk, and he did. Fluid in the chat, I'm sorry, C Fluid 24/7 in the chat says WWE should have had Oba dominate Cody last night. I don't know about dominate. I thought he should have won. It wasn't gonna hurt Cody to lose.
I have a few things to say. The whole Oba situation. I agree with you. I think he can be a top guy, but he's more naturally a heel. So I don't know if they're ever gonna make him the guy, if that makes sense. And then I'm with you. Like I don't really see it with Braun Breaker as being like the guy. And I don't know who's gonna be in that position. I think Javon Evans has a lot of upside, but historically, when have they put somebody without skin color as the guy, like the John Cena or your Hulk Hogan or Stone Cold? Have we ever seen that historically? I mean, you could always, change
Rock.
things in the future. Yeah, but Rock was always 1B when Stone Cold was out. I agree.
I
Rock.
don't know. I thought The Rock was. I thought The Rock was on his way to surpassing Stone Cold, and they turned him heel because Austin was getting injured a lot at that time too, so he was in and out. But I thought Rock was on his way to passing Stone Cold, and then that shit at Survivor Series happened, which slowed him down a little bit. But eventually, he turned face again, and he was. I don't know. I thought Rock was the guy.
Rock didn't stay long enough. He would have been
True.
the guy, but he didn't stay long. If Rock stayed, I don't think we would have seen Cena in the light he is now because it would have overlapped. And Rock could have stayed the whole decade, but Hollywood came.
Yeah.
I think the whole 2000.
I think he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
I would have loved to see The Rock there last night for Cena's last match. Or just to send a video package in, not just on Instagram, but like there in the building.
Oh, that was because I said he was on the little video reel. Him and Undertaker. That was an Instagram reel or whatever.
Yeah, he posted an Instagram talking about Cena yesterday, which was cool to see that. But back to Oba versus Cody, I don't know. I just feel like last night they had the opportunity to make a guy on the biggest stage, like John Cena's last match, Saturday night's main event, 19,000 people in there, everybody chanting for him when he walks out. Cody doesn't lose anything by getting pinned by Obafemi.
I was surprised that people knew him because sometimes they don't know the NXT people, but everybody was old. So that was pleasantly surprising. But we haven't been on we missed last week's. I was a little bit shocked when Oba won it back in the first place. I thought they were setting it up perfectly for, Ricky and Cody were friends. And then, Ricky's older. So I thought he would have went up there and lost and got a good look. But when they put it on Oba, I'm like, what are they doing? Because I'm like, Cody's probably going to win this match. And what does that do for Oba? It's a lose-lose situation if Cody wins. It's a win-lose situation if Oba wins, because, of course, that would be a great look for him. But it would make Cody look weak. You're undisputed champion. You're losing to the developmental champion. And lo and behold, they did a classic Triple H finish, a non-finish. But I mean, that makes the most sense to make both look good, but he's overdoing it. And I'm a fan of like the DQ finish on TV, like during Raw and SmackDown, because why are you wasting a match on that? And when you probably should blow it off on a pay-per-view. But I don't know. I feel like Oba, I don't know, man. Because like I said, if Oba won, of course that would have been a great look for him. But then how does Cody look? You said Cody could have used it, but that's still your Universal Champion.
He's got a shitty run, Cody. Like, who gives a fuck if he loses? Cody can. He's Teflon right now. He's had 2 shitty title runs, and he's still over like Rover. So I don't think that would have mattered. Oba beating Ricky, I didn't agree with it at the time, but like I said, this past weekend has changed my mind on Oba to the point where I don't want to see him back in NXT. I know he's a champ. I don't want to see him there anymore. Put him on SmackDown.
Didn't Kevin Owens go up when he was still a champion?
He did the John Cena Invitational, the U.S. tournament or whatever. He went up and fought John Cena, and then he beat John Cena at a pay-per-view, like pinned him. And John Cena was the U.S. and he was John Cena. But yeah, Kevin Owens, I want to think it was it SummerSlam? It was one of the bigger pay-per-views. He fucking pop-up powerbomb Cena in the middle of the ring and pinned him.
And wasn't he still an NXT champion at the time?
At the time he was.
So we've seen it done before where NXT champions go up and they kind of float back. I want to say it happened in more recent history where the NXT champ went up on the main roster and then went back and dropped it eventually. But like you said, maybe something that we've been talking about almost 3 years I've been on this show. Maybe we finally see somebody relinquish a title.
Yeah.
And just vacate it.
Catching up on the chat real quick. Seafood says, in my opinion, I feel Trick Williams can also be the next guy as well. You're speaking to EJ's language now because that's a South Carolina guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's another guy. He has all the tools, but will they run with him and let him be the guy? I don't know. I don't think it's flushed itself out. The cream always rises to the top, though, right? I guess we'll eventually see it, but right now I can't see. Like, he has all the tools. I think he could be it, but I don't know what Paul Levesque sees when he's thinking about it. So that's who matters. I think, especially Oba and Trick. I know Javon's got a little filling out to do, but I think all 3 of them have potential of being guys you could run with and to the top of the card. But I just don't know who they're gonna put as the guy. And I think they're gonna try to do it with Braun, but I don't know if the fans will accept it. We'll see.
See, I'm on the. I think in the past couple months, I flip-flopped. I thought it was Trick, and I thought Oba had a lot of work to do. But now I'm thinking it's Oba. And the more I watch Trick, the more I feel like with Trick, he's better off suited for NXT TNA type, like being the guy there. I don't know if I can see Trick being the guy on the main roster. I'd love them to try, but he's still learning too. Like, Trick's been wrestling, 3-4 years now? Like, it hadn't been that long.
Yeah, still pretty new to the game.
Yeah,
looking at it from the bigger picture.
I mean, if I had to pick, I'm buying Obafemi stock. If I had to pick, but like you said, I don't. You never know what the fuck Triple H is thinking. Clearly, he doesn't think hard about stuff like this. He just sees somebody barking and running 23 miles an hour against the ropes, and he's like, "That's the guy." And this promos that Braun's been cutting lately that everybody's been giving so much fucking credit to, I hadn't really enjoyed them that much. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a contrarian, like go against the group or whatever, but I don't know, it's just been normal fucking Steinerized promos to me.
I like the one the week before last, the one he did in Kansas City where he called him a crackhead. I'm like, all right.
I thought that was funny though.
Of course, you like him calling CM Punk a crackhead.
I thought it was well put. How he was like, you spent your whole life being fucking straight edge, all to grow up and look like a crackhead. And then you look at CM Punk, he does look like a crackhead.
I wonder if he went into business with him. So CM Punk thought about that.
I bet CM Punk didn't run up on him like he did Jack Perry though. That's a Steiner.
Yeah.
They want all the smoke.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Larry.
Who the fuck is Larry?
His dog.
The one they were fighting with the Young Bucks?
Uh-huh.
His dog died? Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's why he's been kind of gone for the past couple of weeks.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that. I've been kind of tuned out on wrestling social media lately. All right, getting back to it. Obafemi, I think, could be the guy going in the future. In the chat, Seafood says, hopefully when Trick gets to the main roster, he's not paired with Melo again. Melo's another guy that I think has been coming along, and it came out of nowhere too. Like, as soon as him and The Miz went their separate ways, it's like The crowd's been waiting to cheer for Melo, and now here he goes. Speaking of Melo, I have a quick fucking critique of the storyline that they're in. He had a U.S. title match 2 weeks ago, and Ciampa came out and interrupted a fucking title match on TV, and Nick Aldis rewards Ciampa by giving him a title match. Like, I don't get how that works.
What storyline? And I'm saying this as rhetorical. That the mid card in WWE, they don't have storylines. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The women do somewhat. The women do somewhat. I'll get them because they've been heating up but they just every week to week it's just match. And I know that's the point of the U.S. challenge, but everything else is like it's just sporadic and repeats of everything. Like it's another rematch. Rey Mysterio come out. I want to fight you this week. There's no real storylines with the mid card with the men's side of things. And like you said, they just ran Ciampa out there. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. I feel like they're just putting that shit through Chat GPT right now, just to go week by week with the mid card right now.
I feel like the U.S. Open Challenge is kind of like a lazy way to fill time on SmackDown. Like, just put the belt on somebody that can wrestle, have them come out and wrestle a bunch of matches that don't have a fucking storyline in them.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And I guess it depends what character you do it with, because I wasn't watching, but I heard people loved it when John Cena did it.
Yeah, because, I mean, he was wrestling. You had guys like Sami Zayn coming up from NXT. You had guys like Kevin Owens coming up from NXT. He was wrestling people that he normally wouldn't wrestle because he was a big main eventer then. So when he got the U.S. title, he's like, all right, let's fucking... And that was back when everybody was like, you can't wrestle at Cena. So he fucking went in and was putting on matches with a bunch of people. We got some new people in the chat. Please hit the like button on your way in. You know, it's like you walk in the room, turn the light on, hit the like button when you come in. And follow us on TikTok and Instagram and shit like that if you can, if you enjoy it. And also, if you're in the chat, put in there what you thought about John Cena's last match. I didn't like it. EJ's kind of lukewarm on it, I think. What was your opinion on it? You did or didn't?
The match was fine. I mean, I didn't hate it.
Cena as a whole, though, like, he's such a lightning rod, right? Like, he was hated for so long, and then he kind of left, and when he came back, he started getting the respect that he deserves, and now that he's gone, I feel like people are going to remember him more fondly than... Like, I feel like a lot of people that are cheering Cena now were probably a part of the people that were booing the shit out of him years ago. But he's just a lightning rod, and I don't think we'll ever see somebody like Cena again.
I mean, it was kind of with Roman for the longest, the lightning rod.
I think the fan reaction and the respect for Roman, though, is different than Cena. Like, I think Roman was directed more towards Vince. I don't think it was directed at Roman. I think it was just like... And I've talked about this before. When Punk left all those years ago, he went on Colt Cabana's podcast and basically said, like, everything in that company is about making Roman the guy. And when people heard that, they decided to... Because if you go back and watch the Royal Rumble that Batista wins, the crowd wanted Roman Reigns to win. And then the very next year, when Roman does win, and Punk tells everybody, like, you know, they're doing everything to make Roman the guy, the crowd turned on him. And it was like the crowd was just defiant back then. Like, whoever they knew WWE wanted to push, they wanted somebody else. They wanted Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean? Fuck Randy Orton and Batista. We want Daniel Bryan. So I think...
Don't you... Go ahead.
I was just saying, I think the crowd was more... The shit they were giving Roman, I think, was more directed at WWE itself than it was at Roman.
But I was gonna say, but don't you think that was a little bit of John Cena's case as well? It was basically directed towards Vince, like, and then he kind of handed the baton to Roman somewhat because they were like, "This is the guy we want these other people, and it's the Super Cena and hustle, loyalty, respect, and the military stuff." Don't you think a lot of that was for Vince as well?
I think Cena was just corny at the time. Like, if you go back and look at Cena when all that shit was going, he was corny. It was easy to not like him. And then he was winning all the time.
Yeah, and a lot of that is Vince wanted him to be the new Hogan. But yeah, it's probably a little bit of both too. Like you said, kind of the corny, cheesy, all-American person that, you know, is not cool. Roman was always positioned as the more cool guy, and they just rejected it because of the Vince thing. But you got to also
Speaking of
think
Vince, he
about
was
it.
on the tribute last night. You see that? You see them sneak his
Saw
shit
that.
in there?
I saw they snuck it in a little video package, but I didn't see him in the crowd, which I
No,
didn't
he
think
wasn't
he
in the
would be
crowd. He
in.
was in the video package.
Yeah, I saw him in the video package. But yeah, if you think about it though, like you said, the tides kind of turned at the change of the decade where people just respected Cena. But you got to think about it. What Cena started his Super Cena run in '05 when he won the title. A lot of the people that were cheering for him, the kids, are now adults now. So that probably played a factor into it as well.
Yeah, you're probably right. Actually, you are right. That makes perfect sense. Like, if you were 11, 12 years old back in Cena's heyday, you're fucking 25 to 30 now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I guess that does make sense. I didn't think about it that way. All the little
And I,
all the little members of the C Nation have grown up and got their own money, and now they're going out and fucking cheering for him.
yeah, man. You see people in the crowd like Halliburton. He's my nephew. He's born in 2000. He was 5, 6, 7 years old
Yeah.
when Cena first got on the top of the car, and you see him in the crowd, tears in their eyes and stuff. Like you said, they're all now 25 to 30 years old cheering for him and can buy tickets to the show and probably have kids of their own now. So it all comes full circle, right?
So the greatest of all time, they call him, the never seen 17, the last real champion, John Cena, is done with professional wrestling. Uh, Give me some odds. You think he'll ever wrestle again? If you had to make odds like you were in Vegas, 5-1, 10-1.
I say I don't know about the Vegas odds, but I say it's a 0.01111 chance that he comes back.
Oh,
I
you
think
think
he's
Cena's
done.
done?
Yeah, he doesn't need the money,
Yeah.
and his body's gone through a lot. He's got roles to do. Like he don't. Why would he want to risk maybe missing a payday for a movie coming back just to wrestle? He doesn't need it. I think he's done. Like the only slither of hope I'm putting in there is if Saudi just comes with a ridiculous bag that he can't turn in. I'm talking about like 30 million plus just for one show.
Yeah, but when you got as much money as somebody like John Cena does that even really matter?
It doesn't, but
He
that's
doesn't
just a
have
dumb business
he doesn't have
move. I
kids
just
like to set up for the future or anything like that. Like he says he doesn't want kids. So you just got all this fucking money. Like you really gonna do something that you said you weren't gonna do just for a ridiculous amount of money that you probably never even get to? Like it'll be at the bottom of your bank account.
don't know, man. You say that until somebody throws a $30 million check at you. I get what you're saying. You probably stand on business and stand on morals. Like he has enough money that money doesn't matter. But that's the only thing I'm thinking is like it'd have to be something ridiculous like that. But yeah, I think he stays retired. I don't think we see him. But because he's got the ambassador role, we'll still see him around. I just don't think he'll lace up the boots again. He's got like a 5-year ambassador deal.
Yeah. Well, we got again to wrap up the Cena stuff. I wasn't thrilled with the last run. I thought it could have been a lot better, but it was cool seeing Cena get the respect that he deserved after fucking 23 years of doing this and carrying the company when the company wasn't as popular. Like he was really the only thing people were going to see, whether you were going to boo him or going to cheer him. Cena was like the show back in the day until they got some other hitters to come. So it was good seeing him get his flowers, as the kids say. It was good seeing all the tributes and shit like that, and I'm sure you'll see a bunch more. You want to go ahead and wrap up your thoughts on Cena?
Yeah, 2002, so 23-year career. Like you said, I'm glad he got his flowers and hats off to Cena. I was out a lot of his reign, so I didn't get to, be in the mix of things like a lot of people. Right from like '06 until around 2016, 2017, I was out. But he made a lot of impact in pop culture, so you gotta take your hat off for Cena. And yeah, before we move on from Saturday Night Main Event though, because he set this show up so to kind of showcase the future. We talked about Oba. We didn't really talk about Javon, but a little bit. But what do you think about Sol Ruka's like prospect of going forward?
She's gonna be big. She's got a good look. She's got a good move set. She got a good person. Like when she's in the ring, you can't take your eyes off of her. Like, she's always gonna do something crazy. That Soul Snatcher shit she did, and her and Bailey put on a match, and you had a nominee for Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week in Zarya, and you had a nominee for somebody that would never win Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week, or what she was wearing with Lyra.
What was she wearing? I didn't pay attention.
It was weird. It was like, I mean, when I saw it, the first thing I thought was she must have been wearing something really revealing, and they told her, you can't go out there like that. She just had this big ass sweater, like this oversized sweater on. And it was like, it wasn't even a WWE's type sweater. I don't know what it was. It's like a skeleton or something on it. The sleeves, like, when she raised her hands up in the air, the sleeves were like folded over, like it was 5 sizes too big for her. I was like, I don't know what the hell that was about. Like I said, maybe they were like, nah, we want y'all to look good, but that's too much what you got on. You got to cover that shit up.
Yeah, but I don't know what she was thinking about that, but maybe, like you said, maybe they said that she can go out there, but I digress. But talking about Sol Ruca, a lot of the people lazily compare Charlotte to Tiffany, or Tiffany to Charlotte for some reason, but I feel like size-wise, Sol Ruca is a more comparable match to Charlotte, but I think upside, I think Sol could be better than Charlotte because Sol's more likable. And she's more, I think she's more athletic than Charlotte, and like I said, she's more likable too.
And she's half
So
black.
I think the sky's the limit. Yeah. Well, I think like a quarter. I think her dad's half black, but splitting hairs.
That makes sense. That makes sense though, because I was like, when I first saw her and I first heard that she was mixed, I was like, what? Like, nothing about her says that she's got any black in her whatsoever. But good for her. I think she's athletic as hell. I think her moveset, again, is phenomenal to be a babyface. I'd love to see her try to be a heel, like this whole thing with Zarya. I kind of want her to be the one to turn just to see what it would be like. But I think you put her on the main roster, and I mean, you saw it last night against Bailey. Bailey's like one of the most beloved women's wrestlers there are, and the crowd was fucking going crazy for Sol Ruca to win. Clearly, she can go in the ring. Like, she has great matches in NXT. She comes up on the main roster. The biggest match of her career. It would have been easy for her, Oba, Javon, and Leon Slater all to, like, fuck something up. Like, you will never have more eyes on you than John Cena's last match in front of 19,000 people. And I thought they all killed it. But specifically Sol, she's in the ring one-on-one with Bailey. You know, Oba was one-on-one with Cody, but I don't know. It was the opening match, and I don't want to say I feel like he had less pressure on him than she did to perform, because the men's title was clearly ranked higher than the women's title in WWE's eyes, but I just feel like Sol went out there and put a show on the biggest night of her career, and she didn't miss a fucking beat.
For sure. I'm curious how a heel run will look for her. I can't see it. Some people are just perennial baby faces. I may be wrong. She maybe it'll pull it off, because I couldn't, for Roxanne Perez, I couldn't see her as a heel, and she's been slowly but surely, she finally started pulling it off. At first, I wasn't a fan of her heel promos, but maybe Sol could pull it off. Like, I don't know how that would look though. I'm sure she could do it.
Yeah.
She seems like just like a perennial baby face, like I said.
All right, so let's wrap up Saturday night's main event. That was, again, John Cena's last match. Technically a PLE, I guess. What do you think about all the WWE content getting pulled off of Peacock come January 1st?
This is breaking news to me. I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, they're taking the whole library off of Peacock, and we don't know where it's going.
So no more. So NXT was never been on Netflix. Their PLE. So no more PLEs with NXT on Peacock.
I don't know about PLEs. I'm just saying, like, the libraries of like all the WCW stuff and all the old Monday Night Raws and all that shit. Peacock's taking all that shit off of there.
I think it's horse shit.
Yeah.
Like, where you, especially if you don't announce where you're gonna put it. If you say gonna put it all on Netflix, cool. Then we can just go on Netflix. We got Net, but it's just gonna go off into Neverland, and we never see it. I know they've been slowly putting stuff on the Vault. Are they trying to transition it to YouTube Vault or something?
Man, just bring the fucking network back.
That part.
You know what I mean?
Seems like,
give me my $10 a month, $9.99, you could put the pay-per-views on ESPN or whatever you want to do, and even how like AEW puts old pay-per-views on HBO Max eventually, but they wait like 3 months. Do it like that. Do it 3 months later. Give everybody a chance to subscribe to all that other shit, and then go back and watch it. But bring me the network back, man. We were fucking living when the network was up. It was a good fucking a good setup the way they had it. Like everything was easy to find. You could click on your favorite wrestlers that you wanted to follow, and like all their shit would pop up when you like the network was dope. Just bring it back.
I mean, I like the way the network ran. I like the way you could just skip to the end of finishes of matches, and the whole Peacock unroll has been kind of garbage.
It really has. I'm not a fan of everything on Peacock. I'm glad it's there, but it's just, and all the fucking ad. I mean, I know you can pay extra, which I'm not. I get Peacock free with my internet subscription, so I don't have the top tier one. But shit, the way all these commercials happen during the PLE now, it's almost the same fucking thing.
Yeah. I don't even know. I never watched the ESPN one. I'm sure it's not as good on there either.
Yeah.
Because I've always, Stephanie McMahon set it up, the VPN. I've been watching all the PLEs
Shout out
on
to
Netflix.
Steph. I definitely got me stream. I got Stream Shark like a motherfucker on my iPad. I watch everything WWE now. It's great. Speaking of streaming services, Netflix, who you just mentioned earlier, has purchased Warner Brothers. I don't know all the particulars of the deal. I don't know if they just bought their library or what, but HBO Max is included in that. And everybody's kind of freaking out. Like, does that mean AEW is going to get kicked off? Netflix doesn't own WWE, and WWE doesn't own Netflix. They have a deal together. I don't see why Netflix would hate on AEW unless WWE was just super petty and was like, all right, well, when our deal is over, we're leaving if you don't get rid of them. And I think that'd be some lame ass shit if they did that. I also don't think WWE is doing numbers enough on Netflix to be able to call their shot like that.
They probably, like you said, I don't think they're doing numbers like that if they were to call a shot. But you never know what relationships they have behind the scenes. They could be doing that. But I think this is a nothing burger. Like you said, they bought Max, they bought DC and all this content, but the linear channels, CNN, TBS, TNT, they didn't get bought in this deal, so they're still a separate company. So I guess that it may have a big impact, half of it, because I heard that half of AEW's viewers been coming from Max and the other half have been from the normal TNT, TBS channels.
Yeah.
So that it is a big deal in that sense, because I'm hearing that HBO Max may eventually get dissolved into the Netflix thing, so it might be going away in the future. But AEW still has 2 years left on the deal, so it's still not clear what's going to happen with HBO Max in the long run. But if that does go away, HBO Max, they still have TNT, TBS, and you could just throw the streaming side on. They already have somewhat of a relationship with Prime. Go to Prime.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
I mean, there's plenty places for them to go, but I think the overreaction of people saying that they'll get kicked off of HBO Max just because it was bought by Netflix, I think that's a huge overreaction. Again, I'm not in these $1 billion meetings. To me, it doesn't make sense. You said a huge impact, and that leads me to our next topic, which is TNA Impact. They got a deal with AMC, so the same network that brought you The Walking Dead and The Talking Dead and all that, now will have TNA Impact on it starting in January. And I think they'll do like one live show every month, and then they pre-record everything else.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it's lining up. I mean, shout out to TNA. They've been the company like cockroaches. They won't die.
Don't call them cockroaches though, dog. God damn.
It was a metaphor. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, they were on. So their heyday was the Spike era. I think that was like 05 to 2014, where people forget that they were going toe to toe in WWE in some sense.
Yeah,
People like to forget about that. People just think it was WCW to AEW, but TNA had its run where they're in the limelight because everybody got Spike TV.
they
So
went
but they
they went head to head with
go ahead.
Monday Night Raw. They moved from Thursday nights to Monday nights live. Only did it for like a month, but because Raw was kicking their ass. But they was feeling themselves. Honestly, I think that shit set them back years because Hogan and Bischoff had a lot to do with that. But TNA was white hot, and then they moved to Monday nights live, and I mean they had good storylines too. Like you had Sting turn heel, RVD come back, and like it was a whole bunch of shit that was going on. But it was just like you can't move to Mondays.
Yeah, I remember looking at the numbers when they did move to Monday. Like you said, Raw was kicking their ass because Raw was still pulling in 2, 3 million, but TNA was still pulling in millions being on Monday. So I know millions back then.
Yeah,
People don't do
it
millions
was more like a
nowadays, but
million. It
still,
wasn't millions. It was like 1.5, I think, which is really good. Especially for now. But it was good back then to
yeah.
be the number 2 company and be pulling in that much. But I just think they fucked it up by going head to head with Monday Night Raw. Now, have they announced what day they're going to be on? Are they staying on Thursdays?
They ain't on Thursdays, and they're going an hour later. They're starting at 9
Hmm.
Eastern. So, I mean, I guess back in the day, Raw used to start at 9, Raw's War, but still, that's kind of late to be starting. But, I'm sure it made sense to them. But yeah, hats off to them because after the Spike era, they had some rough years. They were like on Destination America and Pop TV,
Hmm.
and I think they're on the
Access.
Outdoor Network. Yeah, Access has been the longest one. Not a lot of people get Access. I think they said they're double the size of homes they're in now.
Yeah,
I
it's like
think.
60 million now, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I know you have the IPTV. I don't know if you have like a Sling or anything. Do you have access to AMC?
No, but I'll find
Yeah, so I got IPTV, but a lot of people are now have access to a lot of people who still are doing like the Sling and the Direct TV stream
it. Yeah.
and Fubo. They all have access to it now, which is a big thing. So the one thing that I hadn't seen clearly on, I've seen like some rumors that I don't think are true. Some people are saying that their partnership with WWE has to come to an end because of this TV deal. But then I've heard people that have debunked that and whatnot. So I don't know what's going on with that.
I saw that also, and I also don't know. Like, whatever. If they do, they do. Like TNA, at the end of the day, TNA's got to do what's best for them because this partnership with WWE is good as far as views go, but like in ring results, WWE's kicking their ass all the time. So
Exactly.
they need to do what's best for them, and if that's walking away from WWE to get more money, where getting a TV deal like this does more than just get you in more households. Like obviously, more people will be exposed to your product, but having that kind of money now, you have money to sign more people. Whereas you probably couldn't afford them 2 years ago. So you're just getting like, for example, they couldn't afford to keep Jordan Grace. Now she probably wouldn't have stayed anyway. Like, but they couldn't afford to keep Joe Hendry. They couldn't afford to keep, some of the bigger stars that they have that are going on the WWE and AEW to get more money. Now maybe they can get like 2 or 3 of those big free agent stars.
Yeah, I agree. So I think this is big for them. I don't know how long the deal is, but hopefully it lasts for a while. And like I said, it's the company that will never go away. Shout out to TNA.
Yep. All right, now we can go back in time to EJ being at Monday Night Raw. You said you wanted to talk about the vibe in the building. How was that?
You and me have been talking about basically the whole year that the Roosters will come to hatch eventually with WWE's ticket prices and whatnot. And I'll say this, I ain't post any pictures because I'm not that guy. The whole top, the level two, all of that was tarped off.
Mm.
Only thing that was open was level one. And even level one, it had some open seats. So I'm like, we're starting to see the early phases. And then fast forward, SmackDown, it looked like they had a full house there, and I think they were somewhere in Pennsylvania or whatnot. but you're starting to see the cracks a little bit. And then a few prior weeks back, they were in a smaller place in Arizona State and then New Mexico as well. So we're starting to see people are like, hell with these high ticket prices. So, but you could chalk that a little bit maybe to some diminishing returns because I think they were in Kansas City back in like April when they did like the Super Show with UFC. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's like they just came here, but maybe like we said earlier as well, maybe you could chalk that a little bit to AEW and WWE finally. If I went to AEW, maybe I'm not going to WWE and vice versa because when I went to Kansas City, the AEW show in October, it was less of a crowd there too. So maybe it's the competing markets finally coming to light as well. Uh, I don't know. I don't know where you could contribute it to, but yeah, the house wasn't full there.
Do you have a good time?
And that too, like I didn't really enjoy the show like that. I was
Hmm.
kind of jealous to see you at AEW. I like you could maybe contribute to me being a little bit of jet lag, but I'm not proud to admit this, but during the main event, Logan Paul, I literally dozed off a little bit.
In an arena?
Yeah, like I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't proud of it. I think I might have been tired from traveling. I'm not trying to disrespect the product like that, but it was you could tell it was like there is a go home show. Like they were kind of cruising a little bit going into the John Cena weekend. I thought Gunther's promo to open it up was fine. It was a match that I liked. It was one of the women's matches. I think it was Raquel, no Roxanne versus was it Lyra?
Yeah. And Liv
Yeah, I think
cheated
I
for her.
like that. Yeah, I like that match. I did like that match. I thought Logan, who's it? LA Knight he faced?
I think so.
No, 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 no. Because LA Knight got beat up in the backstage at the
Yeah, it
end.
was he fought LA Knight and then they jumped him at the end.
Okay, so yeah, that was fine. What I do want to get your thoughts on it. What do you think about them just they forgot what happened with Jay all year? You're in the tag team back again with your brother.
We talked about Triple H and his shit booking earlier, and I'll give him credit for seeing that Jay was completely over and he was a lightning rod at the time. And we all knew it would fizzle out eventually. But I will give him credit for changing course and having him win the Rumble and then win at WrestleMania. But ever since he won at WrestleMania, he's been booked like shit. Some kind of way, the people are still with him. And one week he's about to... It was just last week he lost and threw a temper tantrum and was like throwing shit around outside and looking at the crowd like he wanted to cuss them out for cheering for the person that beat him. Then his little post-match promo that he gave with Kathy Kelly. And then this week he just shows up with Jimmy like everything's good. Like, yeah, we back in the tag team division. What? The only way this will make sense is if they lose to the New Day and he beats the dog shit out of Jimmy.
I was thinking that may happen, but I won't be surprised if that doesn't happen. What if it doesn't happen?
And I don't know. Then it's just maybe he's doing what we thought Cena was doing, where he's like, you know what? I'm over like hell, and Triple H doesn't give a fuck. He's got his own people. Just put me back in the tag division.
Maybe this is a J call because he knows he's probably not gonna get close to the title. Seems like they got plans with Braun Breaker. It's like, all right, just put me back with my
Yeah.
brother. Maybe we could eat up the tag team division because the tag team division is one of the mid card things that I haven't liked this year, and
You got
especially with the Day turn, and they didn't really do anything with that, and Big E no follow up with that, and it's just random shit. So maybe Jimmy and Jake can heat it back up.
yeah, he's just basically like nobody's more over than I am right now. Like, I'm up there with the Codys and the Punks and all them when it comes to crowd reaction. They're invested in my match when I wrestle. But you want to force all these other people into the title picture. All right, put me back in the tag division. I'll just go over there. I'll fucking yeet with my brother, win the tag titles, and just ride off into the sunset. I don't know. His booking's been awful. It's been two things that I've been interested in this year that have gone the way of bullshit, and that's John Cena's final run and the booking of Jey Uso this year.
Yeah. What about the vision and stuff? I feel like you like that.
I think Rollins getting hurt fucked that up. I'm not with it right now. I thought when Becky joined, like I thought it was about to go big time. No pun intended. I thought it was about to be big. And then Rollins got hurt and it all kind of got separated. I'm not as big fan of it now. I do like Bronson Reed. I think Bronson Reed's bigger than Braun Breaker. Like, I think Bronson... I don't know if I talked about this about a month or so ago. Braun Breaker's talking about how he wants the world title and he gets a title match. Bronson Reed beat Roman Reigns. And he's just standing there like, yeah, man, go get the title. Like, what the fuck? I beat Roman Reigns.
That don't make a lot of sense, but hey, it's Paul Levesque for you, huh?
This motherfucker been pinned maybe 5 times in the past 5 years in a one-on-one match, and I'm one of them. And you get the title match? Who the fuck you beat?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he pinned Punk in the War Games. That's about it.
That wasn't one-on-one. That was with the help of everybody else in there.
Including the Masked Man.
Right.
We don't even know if we're going to get a proper payoff for that.
I wouldn't be shocked if we never get a payoff for that, knowing Triple H.
Yeah, especially with the John Cena and Brock situation. I wouldn't be surprised either.
I'm shocked we saw him again. Because if you remember the night after, or the Monday Night Raw after, they were like, yeah, Triple H himself said, all your questions will get answered on Monday Night Raw. And then they never even fucking brought up the masked person that jumped in the ring.
Then, because I remember you mentioned it the day before when we did the show. He was like, it's going to be a shocking, the most surprising episode of Raw.
And not a goddamn thing happened.
And we were like, we hope he doesn't Tony Khan himself with this. And lo and behold, nothing really happened.
My dog TK would have made a payoff, though, but not Triple H. This fucking guy. Man. And then he comes back out again this past week, and it's just like, and Triple H, again, being hyperbolic as a motherfucker. It's a new era in WWE now. Last night wasn't an ending, it was the beginning. Like, you just said that shit last week. I'm just sick of this nigga, man.
Wolf ticket.
Wolf
ticket. I'm thinking of other stories. Like, we haven't seen a lot of Bianca this year. Have you liked the Jade situation? I feel like that's as far as the women's division, Jade.
I feel like they're heating Jade up for Bianca to come back now because she's running through everybody on some, and I love it. I love the fact that I love that Jade was scheduled for a match and Michin was on her way to the ring and Jade beat her ass in high heels. It was like, I'm not even dressed for the match. I'm just gonna fuck you up and talk my shit. Like, I'm above all that now. I'm the champ. I don't know. I liked it.
Roster's not deep enough. They're gonna run out of women. So like you said, they gotta bring Bianca back sooner than later.
Maybe they call Jordan Grace up.
For her to just get ran through.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good moment though, right? Like, Jade's out there beating somebody's ass, and Jordan Grace's music hit. They have a stare down. They have a match at a pay-per-view.
That's the type where you need to bring up like the Ariana Graces and
I got the wrong Grace.
Yeah. And what's the girl name? The Ren Sinclair. No, the Ren QC. What's her name?
Ren Sinclair.
That's not her name, is it?
Yeah, it's Ren Sinclair.
Okay, bring her up too.
Yeah, the one who wears the glasses. I saw her in the airport for going to WrestleMania. I saw a bunch of NXT. What's your boy's name? Brian Pillman Jr. Saw him too. But yeah, bring up fucking if you're just gonna have her run through people, maybe she makes a challenge like that. Like, she's been saying, I want more competition. Start bringing some of the NXT women in there to get beat.
Yeah,
let fucking Thea Hale come out there.
Yeah, exactly. That mold, like Ren Sinclair, Thea Hale, the one I said earlier as well, Ariana Grace. Yeah, bring girls up like that. Let Jade run through them and won't do them any harm. So I'm with that.
Any other notes on Monday Night Raw before we move on?
It was okay. I'm glad I didn't pay a whole lot of money for it. Like I said, I think they were just kind of revving up for the weekend and not doing too much. So it was what it was.
Wednesday night, I attended AEW with my buddy Joey Stillman, which was it was a good episode of AEW too. we were at a smaller arena. We weren't at State Farm, but we were in Atlanta still, right next to the airport. Probably holds 3,000 to 5,000 people. I didn't really look up how much it was. Good crowd. You know, like I said, not a big crowd. It's kind of like that arena we went to in Orlando for Revolution. It's about that size. Where like,
No, I think you're underestimating that arena. That arena, the one with the UCF, they hold about 9,000.
all right, so maybe it's a little smaller. I just remember at one time they ran out of alcohol because they didn't have enough fucking bars there. Like,
That makes sense though.
yeah. So it was
right.
kind of like that. Like there were 2 bars here. You could see them from each side. It was a fun show. If you follow us on TikTok or Instagram, you'll see some of the videos I put up. But for some reason, I'm like magnetically connected to wrestlers when I go to shows where I'm always in the right place at the right time for shit. So we walk down and our seats we're the first row going up. So we're not on the floor, but the floor is literally like a step down in front of us. But our seats are first row, top of the floor. So I come down and I'm fucking with the security guard because he's sitting right there in front of us. And I'm like, yo, if some shit goes down, I need you to let me know because I'm about to go get some nachos and I don't want to fucking spill them. Like, and so the whole night, me and him were joking. So I go up to get a Jack and Coke and I'm waiting in line and Hangman and Swerve walk by me. Like legit walk by me right before their segment. So I'm like, shit, I need to get my ass back down there. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just know they walked by me because this arena was so small that there was no like back corridors of shit for them to walk. So they just walked across the top fucking level. So I go back down to my seat and by this time, all hell's broken loose. Like Hangman and Swerve and Shibata and Will Hobbs are having their street fight. They start up at the concession area. They come back down. They get on the floor and the security guard looks at me and he does this little move like come on down here. So I walk down. Nobody else is on the floor really. And I'm filming Swerve and fucking Shibata going at it. And again, if you've seen the video, like Swerve literally walked through my fucking camera. Like he walked right up on me and then turned around and did a running like leg lariat to Shibata, which was a lot of fun. So AEW is just a fun show. It's very crowd interactive. Great matches. That match was really good. Women's Tag Team Championship match we saw with Willow and Harley Cameron winning. Thank you. And first ever Tag Team champ. Sorry, I got a Bloody Mary delivered to me in the middle of the show. What do you mean?
Trying to make me throw up.
It's brunch time. Harley and Willow won. The crowd was so split on that because, and no disrespect to Mina or Harley Cameron, but Willow and Toni Storm are so fucking over. Like, I don't think the crowd wanted Toni Storm and Mina to win because they're big Mina Shirakawa fans. I think they wanted Toni Storm to win. So when the match was over, everybody was excited for Willow and Harley. It was like, fuck, Toni Storm didn't win. That was a really good match. The match with Speedball and Kyle Fletcher.
So that's the one I've been waiting to talk about. I know you're not a fan of barefoot wrestlers, but you gotta take your hat off for Mike Bailey and
Take
Kyle
your shoes
Fletcher.
off for him.
Exactly. Very late run for match of the year candidate. My goodness. How was that seeing that in person? Because
So
Chef's Kiss.
in person, it was phenomenal. Like, I like Kyle Fletcher. He's not like my favorite. Like, I could pick 10 wrestlers in AEW that I'd rather see fight than him. Maybe 15 or 20. But I don't mind him. Right? Like, and he's supposed to be the future. Speedball, I really don't care for. Like, whatever. But when you can come out and you can take somebody like me that's not really into either wrestler, and 6-7 minutes into the match, I'm fucking glued. Like, I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, I don't want to fucking miss what's going to happen now. And then for Speedball to get the win was phenomenal. But I was on Wade Keller's podcast right after this, and they were talking about this match. And some of the people that were in the chat were like, it was finisher spam, and it was too many kickouts, and eventually it's too much. And it's like, I could see your point if you're watching at home, but in the building, that's like one of the best matches I've ever seen live. It's at least top 5.
I know what Wade kept the show. He skews a lot of WWE fans, so I guess you could kind of take that for what it's worth. But the consensus that I've seen, I went on Twitter right after it. Everybody was loving the match, and I know a lot of people shit on the Meltzer scale, but Dave Meltzer gave it 5.5 stars. But take that for what it's worth, because a lot of people don't fuck with Dave Meltzer. But I thought the match was fucking fantastic, and from what I saw online, everybody was loving it.
Man, there were so many good false finishes, and then for Speedball to win the way he won, and that's the other thing too. Like, AEW is notorious for having main event guys wrestle mid card guys, and you think, yeah, should they really be wrestling for 15 minutes? Like, why the fuck is Hangman struggling with fucking, I don't know, insert mid card wrestler here? You know what I mean? But then Hangman will win, and it's like, this is a waste of 15 minutes. Having Speedball win actually paid the fucking match off. Excuse me. I think if Fletcher would have won, I don't know if I would have looked back on this match as fondly. It still would have been a great match, but I think Speedball winning was like the fucking chef's kiss at the end.
It made sense because, Speedball, I wouldn't call him a big fish in a little pond, but he had a lot more notoriety higher up on the card when he was in TNA. But coming over here, he's kind of finding his footing. He's winning with the tag team with Kevin Knight, the Jet Knight, Speed. What's they call their tag team? Jet Speed and whatnot. Speed. So this was kind of like a breakout performance as him as a singles wrestler. Like you said, with him actually getting a win, now you kind of elevate him up to, I can hang with these guys, and maybe I have a shot in this tournament. So like you said, I like that Mike Bailey actually won the match, because if Kyle Fletcher would have won, like you said, all right, it was a good match, but the guy won who you thought was going to win, but Mike Bailey getting it, that's that changes things.
They've had a couple upsets in this tournament so far.
Yeah, Masca I want to say, beat Claudio. I want to say.
Yeah, and Cesaro beat fucking Moxley.
Yeah, and Moxley and Takeshita on Collision had a good match. So this tournament's been fun this year.
Who won that match?
Takeshita won.
Damn, Moxley's lost twice.
They're actually doing some storytelling. They're kind of foreshadowing of, like, you keep losing. The Death Riders weren't happy when you lost.
You keep that shit up, nigga. We're going to vote your ass out.
So, yeah, so sometimes, like, in the tournament style, you can't really tell stories, but I think they have been doing a better job of actually telling stories within a tournament. I mean, like you said, the crowd was hot. Man, they've been cooking, man.
Yeah, it was a really good crowd for AEW in Atlanta. Again, it wasn't 10,000, 15,000 people, but the people that were there wanted to fucking be there and were invested in the product that was on. It wasn't just no disrespect to my dude Jay, but we weren't there just for entrance dances. You know what I mean? Like, we were there to see AEW wrestling, and they put on a damn good show.
Two more things on the show. Jungle Boy and Okada. That was a big pause moment when he bit the man. How did the fans in person react to that?
Where I was at, I couldn't see it, so I don't know how everybody else saw it. Like, and then going back and watching on TV, it was hard to see too. But that's not a move I'm signing up for on either end of it. Like,
who would sign up for that? Like, who came up?
Them niggas did, apparently. Yeah, whose idea was, hey, dog, pick me up with a tombstone, I'm going to bite your dick.
Yeah, like.
What?
Who gave the yes to that, though? Like, I would have been like, man, we could do something else. Like, well, let's not do that.
CM Punk rolling over in his grave watching Jungle Boy do shit like that.
Yeah, so that was weird. But I know you didn't stick around for the main event, but it was like an old school two horses going back at it. So
when Eddie Kingston's music hit, I left. I knew it wasn't. I will say this, and this has been. I've gone to every AEW show they've had in the past 2 years in Atlanta. I went to that shithole in Duluth for 2 nights after Sting's retirement. Then I went to UGA University of Georgia. That was a really fun event, really good energy. And then the last 2 that have been at this building. So for the past year and a half, I've gone to 5 AEW shows here in Atlanta. Mercedes hadn't been at any of them. I was really disappointed with that. I was really disappointed that the women only were really there for the tag title match. There was no other women's matches that night. So that was disappointing. So when Eddie Kingston's music hit and I knew it was the main event, I looked at my boy Joe. I was like, I'm out. He's like, yeah, me too. Let's beat this fucking traffic. And I think I was home before the main event was over. And the main event didn't last long.
They got to do better with the woman on Dynamite. They have multiple on Collision, but they need to transfer over to Dynamite. Did they tape ROH before the show?
No, but breaking news. I just talked about Sting. I saw his son wrestle the pre-show. He was it was weird. He was out there in black jeans wrestling somebody else that was in like black cargo pants. But
oh, if it wasn't ROH, then where is it going to air at? If you said it's pre-show, just dark matches.
I think it might have just been a dark match. I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny if it was ROH or not. But I just remember Steve Borden wrestled. That was the name he used.
How'd he look?
He looked like Sting, as far as like physique wise, like in his face. Like he looked like a young Sting, not as jacked as Sting was, but like you could tell that's definitely his dad. Wrestling wise, yeah, he's got a way to go.
Okay, I
don't
even know.
One of the things that Sting was always good at was Sting had hops when he was younger. Like if you go back and watch Sting matches back then, leapfrogs, drop kicks, jumping over the top rope, like clearing it, the Stinger splash itself, like Sting could jump out the gym. His son did a leapfrog and a drop kick, and I was like, that's it? That's all the spring you got? Like, your daddy is?
Well, I can't remember how old was Sting when he debuted. Isn't his son a little bit older, like already in his 30s?
Yes, but when I say young Sting, I don't mean like Blade Runner Sting. I mean like Sting in the 90s.
Surfer Sting?
Yeah, Sting, even when he started growing his hair out, like Sting still could jump out the gym.
Yeah, he was in his 30s in the 90s. Huh? Maybe he didn't give those genetics to his kid.
I don't know, but it was cool seeing that though. Like it made me feel old as fuck on one hand, my favorite wrestler that I grew up watching, now his kids wrestling. But that was kind of cool to see. Again, it was great being in the ring or in the building for the first ever women's tag team champions in AEW. Tony Khan came out there sounding like he was on cocaine. Yeah,
having the time of his life, but his Jaguars are doing well, and his company has been hot as far as crowds go, and hopefully they can move up to bigger buildings next year. So he's the little booger sugar to celebrate probably.
Speaking of the Jaguars, man, if that's all the wrestling we got, let's go ahead and get these NFL picks in.
NFL picks. So week 14. You beat me in week 14. You went 11-4, and I went 10-5. The game that swung things was the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs for some reason, and the Texans. You picked the Texans. That was the game that swung things. So I don't know what's wrong with your hometown, City Chiefs. I know you got a lot of family that are Chiefs fans. They're done. Most likely.
They're not eliminated yet, are they?
I don't know if officially, but they ain't. Come on. I thought they would be like in a Tom Brady mode where they just automatically make the playoffs, but sometimes you just have bad years. So I don't think they're officially eliminated, but it's not looking good. But let's get into these games this week. Rucker, Thursday Night Football, we picked that already, and we both missed on that. We both picked the Bucks. And the Falcons.
Real quick.
So I know.
So my buddy Brent lives in Vegas. I think I told you about his 2 bets that he made for UGA versus who were they playing? They were playing somebody, and the quarterback broke around for UGA, and he was about to go score a touchdown, and it would have covered the spread for Brent, and he downed it on the 1. So he made a big bet. He's like, I'm turning heel. I'm betting against the Falcons.
And lo and behold,
$1,000 bet he made for the Bucks to beat the Falcons to win $455.
was
And
it straight up? Was it straight up or
yeah,
was
he
it,
just picked him to win.
oh my
And I mean, if you think about it, as a Falcons fan, you're like, we fucking suck. Like, we're getting smoked all the time. In the fourth quarter, they're down by 15 points, and they come back and fucking win. So he lost. He lost $1,000.
But I bet Michael Rucker was happy though.
I don't know why. They ain't doing them fucking up their draft picks.
That's true.
Because they're eliminated from playoff contention. Like, they can win all they want. They're just fucking up their draft picks.
That's true. So they might want to lose, but it's pride. It was a divisional game, so they pulled it out. But both of us picked the Bucks on that one. This game's starting in 4 minutes, so let's go ahead and pick them. Browns versus Bears at Bears. I'm going with Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears, too. I would love if the Browns won it, though, just because it would help out the Cowboys.
Yeah, see what Shador has. We got Ravens at Bengals.
I'm going to go with the Ravens are still in playoff contention, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens.
I got Ravens, too. Chargers at Chiefs.
Ooh.
I might be stupid and just an idiot, but I think I might still pick the Chiefs in this one because it was a divisional game in Kansas City.
I'm going to pick the Chargers.
I think I'm going to regret that, but I'm sticking it. I'm standing on business. This will be interesting one to see who you pick. Bills versus Patriots. Divisional. Two good teams.
Yeah, this is one of those. I think I'm gonna pick the Patriots to go ahead and fucking win the division.
It's gonna be interesting. You're gonna have a chance to catch up some because I'm going Bills in this one. Commanders at Giants. Jaden Daniels still hurt, isn't he?
Yeah, Mariota's starting.
What about Jackson Dart? Is he hurt too?
I think he's back.
Or am I making shit up?
Yeah, he's back. Jameis played like 2 games ago, but Jackson Dart's back.
Give me Giants.
Damn. One of my fantasy leagues, I had Kyle Pitts on the bench because I didn't even realize that motherfucker scored 45 points by himself.
He went off, and you put him on the bench. Damn.
He's been shit the whole year.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes.
So I needed to win this past week in my league to get to the playoffs, and I've been starting Tony Pollard every week. He don't do shit. So Tennessee's playing Cleveland last week, and I'm like, Cleveland's got one of the best defenses in the league. This nigga puts up 30. Meanwhile, I got Justin Jefferson in the flex position. He puts up 4. Now, I'm out of the playoffs now. So what's Justin Jefferson going to do against the Cowboys tonight? I don't know. He might score 3 touchdowns.
Usually works out that way, right? Who you got, the Commanders or the Giants?
I got Washington.
All right. So.
Washington, as my grandmother would say.
Raiders at Eagles. I'm taking Philly in this one.
I'm taking Philly, but the Raiders might win.
Why? Like, what evidence you have?
Philly's in fucking meltdown mode, man.
Yeah, but the Raiders are that bad. They only won 2 games. I get what you're saying, but I don't know.
If Philly loses to the Raiders today, they might not win another game this year.
I'm with you on that, but I just don't see them losing there.
You might see A.J. Brown throw hands with Jalen Hurts on the field.
Now, Jalen Hurts hasn't been good. And people are talking about he's better than Dak and shit like that.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that have like a good, like last year Jaden Daniels had a good year, and the first thing everybody says, he's better than Dak. For whatever reason, everybody judges other quarterbacks with Dak.
I don't know. It's just hate. But I do have higher hopes for Jaden Daniels. But Hurts was I never really saw it with Hurts like that. Like you said, he had a good season, but like you said, the measuring stick is always Dak for some reason, just because people are haters.
I mean, the year they won the Super Bowl last year, he had 3 Were they the number? They weren't the number 1 seed last year, were they? Anyway, his run to the playoffs is trash. Like, he played like absolute dog shit, but the team was so good they still won. And then when he got to the Super Bowl, that you can't take it away from him, he played phenomenal in the Super Bowl. But he shouldn't have been there, because if Dak plays that bad, they lose by 20.
Just on a good team, sometimes it lines up that way.
Yeah. Good bus driver, that guy.
Jets at Jags.
Give me the Tony Khans.
Going that way as well. They're probably gonna. I mean, we'll talk about that team a little bit, but the Jags might fuck around and win the division.
Old man Rivers.
Cardinals at Texans.
Ooh, the Texans. Man, the Texans got such a good defense.
And C.J. Stroud, another person that they were saying already better than
Yeah.
Dak. I feel like he's been not that good.
He had one good year. All these rookie quarterbacks come in, they have a good year because the league hadn't figured them out yet. And then the NFL gets a whole offseason to watch tape and film on them. And then they can't adjust.
Speaking of that, talking about another team like that, Jordan Love and the Packers at Broncos.
I'm going to go with my boy Joey DeLorme and his Broncos. It's probably snowing.
Packers are favored in this game, but I'm with you. I think I'm going Broncos in this one. Lions at LA Rams, who I think could probably win the conference, but I may be wrong. This is a good game. This is a 3 or 4 o'clock your time, but 3 o'clock my kind of game.
I'm going to go with the Rams.
I'm going with the Rams too, but this is a big game for the Lions. It's more important for the Lions than it is Rams. What I thought early in the season, I thought it would be a shit bowl, but the Panthers have been winning more. It's Panthers at Saints, a divisional game.
I'm going to go with the Panthers, and they fucking are going to end up winning that division, I bet.
The Bucks, yeah, they're tied with the Bucks.
If they win today, they should be in first place, right?
Yeah, they'll be in first place because the Bucks lost that game. So yeah,
I think they may play each other twice in the last 3 games. I know they play each other once.
I think so. I think you're right. So we both got Panthers in this one. Titans at 49ers.
Give me the 49ers are a weird team. Like, I haven't paid attention to them this year, and I look up, and they're like, 8-4 or something like that?
9-4.
I'm going to pick the upset and go with the Titans.
I am not going that route. I'm going with the 49ers in this one. The player that you were talking about earlier, you're returning Phillip Rivers in the Indianapolis Colts, going to Seattle to face the Seahawks. This came out of nowhere. Like, I didn't put that on my bingo card. Phillip Rivers returning.
I got Seattle. I got Seattle.
You think Phillip Rivers looks decent out there?
No. This motherfucker was almost Hall of Fame eligible. Like, he ain't played in 4 years. Knowing him, he probably had like 3 more kids.
Grandpa now.
Yeah. Phillip Rivers is going to look like shit.
I guess he's like, I could wait another 5 years. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to play, I guess.
Also, like, of all the people, what made them call Phillip Rivers? Or did he call them?
He probably called them like, man, I've been coaching this high school. I got all these damn kids. Like, I can use a payday. But yeah, I don't know. That's random. But I got Seahawks in this one as well.
I'd love to see Phillip Rivers come out and just fucking go for 350 though. That'd be so It'd be so on brand for Phillip Rivers. Like, if he came out, led the Colts to the playoffs, and then they get to the playoffs and he throws 5 picks.
That would be on brand. Vikings taking on our Dallas Cowboys. Sunday Night Football.
I'll pick the Cowboys this week.
I'm going Cowboys as well. I mean, is it mathematically possible for playoffs at this point? I hadn't done the research.
They got it. First off, The first thing they got to do is they got to win the last 4 games. They don't do that, they won't get in. If Philly goes 2-2 and Dallas wins out, Dallas wins the division. But then there's other ways to get into the playoffs also, like wild card. So if Dallas wins out, they'll be 10-6-1. As long as another wild card team doesn't win more than 10 games, Dallas will have a better record.
Okay. So win and most likely get in. So we both got the Cowboys. Right. Monday Night Football, Dolphins at Steelers. I got Pittsburgh in this one.
Pittsburgh's kind of falling apart right now. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
Okay.
Thursday night lately too.
But when you least expect, he'll have another concussion. I don't
that.
hope that for him. I don't hope that for him, but he's been known to do that. Thursday Night Football. This will be a real good one. Rams at Seahawks.
Ooh. Damn, I'm going to pick the Seahawks again. I think Seattle's probably the best team in the NFC. I know you said the Rams. I think Seattle's the best team right now. I just don't trust their quarterback.
I give Seattle the edge defense-wise, but like you said, quarterback. It's a quarterback league.
I don't trust their quarterback, but their team is better.
When the road reaches the road, I think Sam Darnold is going to fuck up. I'm going to go with Seahawks on this one just because it's hard to win there. I wouldn't be surprised if LA wins that game. We got to pick Saturday Night Football. Eagles at Commanders.
Ooh, give me the Commanders.
I'm going Philly in this one.
I think this is one of the ones that Philly loses.
This will be a good game. The Saturday night game. Packers at Bears. Do you think Chicago get their get back?
No, I think the Packers win it again.
I want to pick the Bears, but I'm gonna go Packers in this one. And that's it for football, which is going on right now. So everybody enjoy football. Their football Sunday.
Yep. Anything else you want to get out before we get out of here, EJ?
We pretty much hit everything. We said coming back from being on week off and right back in the swing of things. Coming to the end of the year, I think we got World's End, and it'll be 2026.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. We appreciate it. We had a busy viewership today. Thanks to everybody that hit the like button. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram and X if you want. And we'll be back next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Here on YouTube. For EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Peace!